Well, that's the scene here. They're all coming back and taking their seats for this little period that's about to begin after the lunch break. And why? Well, they're doing it because Mike Hussey has played a gem of an innings. 112 he's made, and he's made it, or most of them anyhow, with Glenn McGrath, who only has 10. So Hussey has recorded his 5th Test century, and this is the moment. Have a look at this. Whacks it away. Listen to the roar. He's waited for a while to get into Test cricket. 10 years in the first-class game, and that's how he got them. He smashed them to every corner of the ground. And really, this has changed things quite dramatically. They've put on 96. So there he comes now to continue this partnership with Glenn McGrath. It's a record for Australia against South Africa for the last wicket. 96 off 150 deliveries. As I said, Hussey 112 and McGrath out there on 10, and he's done very well, Richie.
Been a wonderful partnership. And go back to that Old Trafford Test match in the Ashes where McGrath and Lee saw out the last 24 balls, and that was terrific. This is an entirely different concept here where Hussey looked as though he's going to be left just stranded, and McGrath has batted for 53 balls with him. Terrific performance, and Hussey's 112. He started in the opening Test match up in Brisbane, and he's gone on from there. He's been at the top of the order, in the middle of the order, and he is just a super player, and he's played a wonderful innings here to lift the Australians to 9 for 344. Kyron Tierney is going to bowl from the city end here, the members' end at the MCG. 112 not out. Quite brilliant. It forms part of some of the great cricket I've been privileged to watch in the last 2.5 years.
Yes, it certainly has. Now, we've already seen Tierney have a go at McGrath without any success at all. And Tierney's now had a bit of a break, and I suspect that he'll be charging in, try to finish this thing off as fast as possible after lunch. Oh, and a short delivery, hooked away almost nonchalantly by Glenn McGrath, and straight away down to the other end.
McGrath's always said he wants to win a match for Australia, but with the bat. And he's giving himself a bit of an opportunity here, because the South Africans would have thought they'd have all these Australians out very quickly this morning on the second morning of the Boxing Day Test, and they'd be out there batting well before lunch. McGrath couldn't have been done without McGrath, nor could it have been done without Hussey, but it's just one of those wonderful things that happens in Test match cricket.
A more orthodox field, this one for Hussey. That one's into the gap as well, and first ball is smashed through extra cover for 4. Slightly overpitched it was, and that brings up the 100 partnership. Yep, McGrath down the end straight away, shakes him by the hand, and I think Hussey's response would have been, thanks for staying around with me.
Well, McGrath knows all his batting statistics. He knows what's happening when he's out there. He's taught himself to bat well, because he was, without doubt, a batting bunny, and he's improved to the stage where he can be of tremendous benefit to the team, and that has happened on a number of occasions.
So McGrath making a bit of a habit of getting involved in these good partnerships. McGrath and Gillespie. Last year, that first Test match at the Gabba against New Zealand, they put on 114. McGrath made 61, Gillespie 54. That was the one they probably remember most, both of them. Oh, McGrath's doing his stuff again here, that's for sure.
It's not a contradiction in terms. They're going to bat in ordinary fashion. In the early part of the day, Hussey was shepherding McGrath, helping him along, making sure he wasn't exposed too much to the strike. But now, Graeme, the spearhead of the South African attack, who took 5 wickets in an innings in Perth, no one's shielding McGrath from anything. Hussey's just saying, well, come along. Let's just take what we can, keep up the pressure.
Well, this partnership reminds me a little bit of the partnership between Kim Hughes and Terry Alderman against the West Indies, that fantastic West Indian side. It may well be that Hussey was a youngster watching that. That was going back to 1981, Boxing Day. Hussey would have been a young 6-year-old. And a little deflection off the pad. At the end of the over, it's 9 for 350. Well, that's the situation, and the South Africans reverting to Plan A. Plan A invariably involves Pollock. 25 overs, 5 maidens, 3 for 66. He is the most experienced of their bowlers. Hasn't quite got the zip that he used to have, but there's certainly plenty of experience. Interesting to see exactly what he does with his fields with these two. He's got mid-off and mid-on, sort of 2/3 of the way back, I suppose. So happy to concede a single there, with 2 men saving 1, just a slip in position.
No.
Always looks so calm, Pollock. I don't often see him upset by anything.
A splendid all-rounder. He's one of the players who's done the double, the original double of 2,000 runs, 200 wickets in tests.
No.
And he did it in very good time as well. You know, very talented bowler. As indeed was his father. Uncle had the batting talent. 96 matches now and pushing up towards 400 wickets.
One of the great things about this ground when you wander around is to see the facilities behind all those seats that you can see. The crowds disappear into the back of the stands, and the facilities are just outstanding. Come back out now to watch this partnership continue. I'm sure a lot of them will be as surprised as many people up here in the commentary box. This has been an incredible performance. If you'd have said that McGrath would be involved in a 100 partnership, you would have got me. We've got this wonderful position right behind the bowler's arm, the best seat in the house. And this bloke over here is Max Kruger, sits right alongside us. Gives us a fair bit of, or heaps of information. That's our position, right up there, right over the top of the bowler's arm. Right, well, yes, this is the guy. He's got all that paper around him, and around his feet, I can tell you, there are more books than you can possibly imagine. But most of it's between his ears. Last ball of the over from Pollock. Down the wicket he goes. It's in the air. This is surely going to be out. No, it's dropped short. Oh, my dear. Well, when it's not going for you, it just doesn't go for you at all. That was up in the air and bounced in no man's land. 9 for 351.
A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer, especially when you're outside cooking animals on a flaming grill. Yep, if it's meat, we'll eat it. Beef, chicken, prawns, kangaroo. That's right, we'll even throw our official coat of arms on the barbie if we feel like it. The world's only legally edible national emblem. What's that, Skip? It's time for another big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. Victoria Bitter.
Mackay-Ntini is going to continue. The field pretty well widespread again. Oh, he's hit that beautifully. That is a short-arm jab that has whistled off the bat like a rocket wide of mid-on for 4. Boy, he hit that hard.
Just watch the amount of backlift in this. He's picking his spot very nicely. There it is, only to shoulder height. And that was where he was going to hit it if it was anywhere around about middle and leg stumps. Beautiful shot.
Oh boy, was it ever. I don't care what field you place, shots like this just don't get stopped. Just watch this again. Oh, right off the middle of the bat, wide of mid-on, and it was into the boundary in a flash. Hussey, 122. Bowl him at last. He's clean bowled him. That is the end of a fantastic innings. Michael Hussey has been bowled for 122, and everyone here at the MCG are on their feet. He will be cheered all the way to the dressing room. What an innings.
Wonderful and magnificent it was to rescue Australia. A standing ovation. He dragged it on, I think, as well.
Yes, he certainly did. Dragged it onto the stumps. The end of a superb innings. And what a contribution by Glenn McGrath as well. 56 deliveries for 11, a partnership of 107.
Just looked as though it might have been inside edge. Yes, it was. Quite a big one back onto middle and leg. He had the right idea, and it's been successful much of the time. And finally, Hussey goes 122 from 203 balls. One of the great recovery missions you'll see in Test cricket at any time. All out 355, and McGrath remained 11 not out.
Well, there they come, the two of them off the ground, and everyone was on their feet. Hussey will be feeling very happy about that. Wonderful performance.
Well, the players have just gone off the field. The pitch will be rolled now. It'll be the heavy roller. A reminder about KFC Classic Catches. If you'd like a chance to win $2,000 cash, then you can enter the KFC Classic Catches competition. To enter, all you need to do is vote which of the catches, 1, 2 or 3, you're about to see, is the best. Just send your answer by SMS to 1995 3949 or call 1902 553 949 and just follow the prompts. Now here are today's KFC Classic Catches.
Well, here we go, the pull shot up in the air again, and what a brilliant catch. It looked like it was going to fall between two fieldsmen there, But Longavelt has got across and taken a terrific catch.
That is a brilliant effort, Charles Longavelt. It looked to me like Mike Hussey was going to get lucky here. As it turned out, it was a brilliant catch. I thought he placed this well, off the almost the leading edge of the bat. Longavelt has to move a fair way, then goes one-handed and takes it brilliantly.
In the air, oh, and well taken. That's the wicket. That's the one they wanted. A beautiful catch by Ponting. A wide-ish delivery, not a bad ball actually. Full and wide. Smith went after it. Thick edge. Ponting takes a beauty.
Well, the Australians remained calm, and eventually something happened for them. A lot of edges have gone through the slits, but on that occasion, Ricky Ponting taking a very good grab.
Brilliant. Unbelievable from Hayden. Gee, caught a blinder at Adelaide. Well, he's mashed it here in Perth, and Boucher does go now.
The shot was on. The shot was on. It was thrown up, but just a bit too much spin. Boucher plays that shot beautifully normally, and that's a magnificent catch. Number 2, he caught a beauty in Adelaide. Another one here in Perth, Hayden.
Here are those numbers again. It's SMS 1995 3949 or call 1902 553 949 and follow the prompts, and you can win $2,000 in cash if you have got them in the right order and you come out of the hat. Charles Longavelt, Ricky Ponting, Matthew Hayden, catches 1, 2 and 3. Winner will be the first correct entry drawn. Entries close midnight Eastern Time Friday. We'll take a break now and then we'll be back at the MCG.
Right, well, they've had a lot of fun, the crowd here, because the Australians have managed to get themselves to 355, and I've got to tell you, it will take a long time for the South Africans to recover from those 2 drop catches which resulted in all those runs. Let's go back to them for a second. Nell dropped Ponting like this. There it was, straight to him, down went the catch. Ponting on 17 at the time, and then of course he went on to register his century. It was a superb knock by Ponting. That one went down a fine leg, and he went on to make 117. So 100 runs later, they got him out. Superb innings. Right, well, then it was Hussey who came out to the centre, and when he was on 27, this happened. Straight to Callis. Callis puts the catch down, and of course he went from 27 to 122. This is the shot that brought up his century. Down to the fieldsman on the boundary. So Hussey's century, and eventually out for 122. So 95 runs there. 195 runs those 2 drop catches cost the South Africans, and that could be the difference in this match.
That's quite expensive, actually. We've got the Australians out on the field now. Australian team wearing black armbands because of the passing away yesterday evening of Mr. Kerry Packer. Ricky Ponting now has the job of marshalling his bowlers. He's got A.B. de Villiers and Graeme Smith out there.
Right, well, de Villiers played very well in that first test match, did a good job there, made a bit of a name for himself around Australia, and it'll be interesting to see whether he can maintain that average of his and indeed kick on. Just 21 years of age, a very good all-round sportsman. He's down at one end and he's out there with his captain, and we know that he's a fighter. If he can just get over that little initial burst with the new ball and get going, the Australians will be aware that he's pretty dangerous. Also an average of in excess of 50. has done his stuff with the bat. What damage can he now do with the ball? Very little. The South Africans who are just waking up down in South Africa will be hoping. You would have expected, I suspect, to see a few runs on the board. Well, the news is bad if you've just woken up. And the news is that Australia made 355. And now they've got a brand new ball in their hand, and they have a very attacking field. And we're about to see De Villiers take the first delivery of the innings.
Here's play. Very warm day here in Melbourne. It's going to get up to 35 degrees. It might even be around that now. Here's the first ball of the South African innings. To A.B. De Villiers. Now in the break between innings, Graeme Smith, the South African captain, chose to have the heavy roller on. This pitch is in very good nick today. It'll be harder and faster and bouncier than was the case yesterday, although there may not be quite as much movement off the seam. The ball at times moved extravagantly off the seam yesterday.
There's just a little bit of movement away from the right-hander. One of the interesting things about the South African batting lineup is that they have 3 batsmen in this team that average over 50. The South African team of 4 years ago did not have one. Never had one player in their lineup 4 years ago that averaged over 50. So from a batting point of view, they'll be hopeful that they can do pretty well. Yeah, so they're the averages. You can see they're De Villiers and Smith right up the top, and then Callis, all averaging over 50. Gibbs is not far away on 46. Callis has averaged over 70 recently.
But the South Africans, there was a little bit of swing with the first and second new balls. McGrath will get just a bit of outswing, but he does have the ability to bring the ball back off the seam. And then Brett Lee will bowl outswing.
There's definitely just a little bit of movement away. This is McGrath's way. He'll just home in just outside off stump, and this is the way of Lee just before. I'm sure if I did that, I'd never be able to get up. Have a look at the stretching. They say that stretching is the go these days. I read an article the other day, Richie, that said, and it becomes more and more important as you get older. You're going to have to try and do a bit of this.
Well, the exercises Lee was doing there, where he was stretching and down on one leg, I don't know whether Lee can do it, but Andrew Simons could then go from that position to standing upright without using his hands to push up.
Yes, that's Simons. He is very strong. There's no doubt about that. He may not be able to bat at the moment, but he's very strong. He's really struggling with the bat. He'd be really worried about that. And he starts with a maiden.
Looks like this is the place.
Hi, everyone's here, so come through. Didn't we order a fireman?
Am I at the right party?
Let's get started. Woo!
What's happened to Bundy?
Take your top off!
Sure. Classic.
Bit of a cheer out there as Brett Lee was announced. He is right up there with the fastest in the world, if not the fastest bowler in the world. And he'll be bowling his first ball in this innings to the captain of South Africa, Graeme Smith. I saw Graeme Smith described in this morning's one of this morning's newspapers as the canny captain of South Africa and the proud agent provocateur.
Most of the journalists write good French out here.
Yes, this is the hard part, the new ball and the fresh bowlers. What you want to do is just get over the initial burst. Early wicket when chasing 355 is not what the South Africans will be looking for. It's exactly what the Aussies will want. And just a little bit of swing there, and nicely played straight down the ground. Not quite to the boundary, but a good start.
Well, I reckon that pitched just about where Lee wanted it, but it didn't move a millimetre in the air. Seam position was all right. No problems there. But Smith played it well. Perfectly straight ball.
This is quite interesting to watch these two. They tend to treat everything on their merits, so regardless of the situation. They, I think, try to impose an aggressive philosophy on their partnership. Certainly did in Perth. If it was there to hit, despite the fact that they only had a short stint to get over in that first innings in Western Australia, they went after it.
The pitch has changed colour since the start of play yesterday. There were a lot of grey about it yesterday, but it's got a little bit of a shine on it today and considerably whiter.
Well, that one went straight through. If anything, just moved away off the seam and allowing that one to go through to the keeper. Yeah, you did right about the colour. And there's also quite a contrast. There's only one pitch out there, so the rest of that area is all just ordinary grass. Normally on a ground like this you'd see 5 or 6 wickets, so there would be a little bit or a little less of a contrast. You've got to be a bit careful here as the non-striker. You're running on lush green grass.
Yes, the reason for that is the rather unusual look about the centre of the ground, with one light-coloured pitch and the rest the fresh green grass. This is the only cricket match that will be played at the MCG this summer. It's being readied for the Commonwealth Games, and in the outfield between the boundary and the fence there is lush-looking grass, but actually that covers the running track.
A little bit too straight that time, and nicely negotiated by Smith, getting it away down to fine leg for a single. At the end of the over, it's no wicket for 3. So no wicket for 3. Just 2 overs have been bowled, and Graeme Smith has got all 3 so far. And what's more, he's on strike. To take strike in the commentary box, Mark Nicholas and Ian Chubb.
Tony. Quite a day at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. And a remarkable innings played by Michael Hussey. Here's Glenn McGrath. It's a strong area for Graeme Smith. He has the face of his bat closed when he picks it up, and he's quick to close it when he works the ball into the leg side areas. It's something he needs to be very aware of and is very aware of, because it can lead to playing across the front pad and across the ball at times. He's got a big heart. There's a good one, with plenty of bounce to encourage McGrath as well.
Well, that's where Andre Nell had a bit of success yesterday. Get the odd one that just did a little bit off the seam and bounced, and surprised the batsman with bounce. Gilchrist taking that one right up in front of the eyes. That looks like a change of glove colouring for Adam Gilchrist as well. You quite often see him with orange gloves. Maybe he's decided it's time to change the gloves, change the luck. Cricketers can be very superstitious. If things aren't going well, change a few things, see what happens.
Ricky Ponting made the point this morning when we chatted before play began that he thought there was still something in this pitch. And those damp areas yesterday did suddenly get the ball to bounce from areas that were quite awkward to play. Phil Jakes got one. And we've just seen one to Graeme Smith. It's back of a length, but it's not so short that you're thinking of avoiding it. An area just fractionally shorter. It's a little darker on the pitch. Now there's the beauty that just beat Graeme Smith. And then a similar length yesterday bounces to Jakes off Sean Pollock, nips back just a touch, held its line more perhaps, and was caught at short leg. And he might just pick out a dark area there. It's none for 6. That's the South African lineup. Jacques Kallis back in the side, though he won't be everybody's favourite, having put down Hussey when he had just 27. Well, there you go. You just need a bit of luck against the new ball if you're to survive it, and that's what Graeme Smith has just had.
A little bit of movement there for Brett Lee. Lively speed, 145 Ks. Just coming back off the seam. Educated edge, that one. Very difficult to place a field for it. And as they say, there's not much room in the scorebook, just room enough to write 4.
It's a lovely day here, a great deal hotter than yesterday. The forecast was for it to get up to around 35, 36 degrees, and much the same again for tomorrow. There's the problem that Graeme Smith can have with the shut face. Saw some beautiful cover driving from Michael Hussey, whose control of the blade is really excellent. It's an example of the tangle that Graeme Smith can sometimes get into. It's something he handles with resolve, it has to be said. I mean, he's got an excellent test record.
I talked about Hussey's cover driving in Hobart, where he was just got everything in the middle of the bat. Here's a good example of how, when he's playing the horizontal bats, he gets exactly the same result. Right in the middle of the bat. That's the front foot pull shot. He really is in peak form at the moment. And one-day cricket has done wonders for his stroke range and his ability to hit sixes.
Yes, you made the point very early in Hussey's innings in Hobart that it was some of the purest cover driving that you'd seen for a long time. He was able to hit the spaces either side of extra cover and to the right hand and mid-off. And the control of the blade there is very good. So often with the extreme slow-mo, we see the bat turn